boys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another movie review. Tonight we're looking at a 2025 horror film. Horror-ish kind of film. Yes, a horror film. The Long Walk. So before we get into it, let's have a look at the edition. So this is the physical release of The Long Walk on Lionsgate Blu-ray release. This is going to be just a normal bog standard release of this edition. So yep, there we go. So it's just got the film and nothing else in it. But it is released by Lionsgate, so didn't expect much else. So that is the physical release of The Long Walk by Stephen King. A bog standard Lionsgate film. What do you have to expect? Guys, this is a horror film. If you see the film, you'll know why it's a horror film. But a lot of people say, oh, it's a horror film. It is. Watch it and find out. Is there any special features on the disc? So this is the main menu for The Long Walk. In your setup, you have audio settings of Atmos, descriptive audio, Spanish Atmos, French audio. Special features. You have Ever Onwards, Making of Long Walk, multi-part documentary, theatrical trailer 1 and 2, and bookmarks. And that is your main menu and the special features on The Long Walk. Yeah, there's some, a little bit bog standard, but there's still something on there, better than now, I would say. So let's not waste time, let's get to the story. So this film is based on a novel by Stephen King, who I absolutely detest. I can't stand anything about Stephen King, really. But there has been some really good sort of film adaptations of his stories. I just find him arrogant. I don't know why, I just don't like him. But there we go. Back to this one. This is about America is once again going through bad times as they always are, just like all their other sort of stories. You know, it's like they glamorize bad times as being great, and they're going through bad times, and they have this sort of lottery thing where young males can put in for a long walk. And what this basically is that they can walk. They have to walk for miles and miles and miles. There's about 50 of them get chosen from like this lottery to take part. And they have to keep walking. If they're not allowed to go under 3 miles an hour. So they've got to keep up a good walking pace all the time. If they fail to do that, then they get warnings. And if they fail 3 times, they get killed. So he's stolen the premise from things like Japanese horror, if you like, things like Battle Royale. It's got that sort of premise going on a little bit with it, where we meet our group of young lads. And we'll go through some of them. The main character in the films are Raymond and Peter. Raymond's played by Cooper Hoffman, and Peter's played by David Johnson. And there are other characters. We meet Curly, bless his little heart, played by Rowan Davis. We meet Collie, played by Joshua Odrick. We meet Richard, played by Jordan Gonzalez. We meet Hank, played by Ben. Gary, played by Charlie. Arthur, played by Tut. Stebbins, played by Garrett Waring. And we meet other sort of like of them throughout the sort of film. And this is what this film is like, because it is set basically on this walk. And you get to know these characters, and they sort of tell their stories to each other and sort of bond. They don't know each other. They're all strangers, but they all seem to bond, and friendships are built. And then there's also a few of them that are a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Sort of loners. Like there's one called Rank, played by Damon Rightly, who's bless his heart, who's like this young sort of gay lad, and he gets picked on by one of them, and he ends up getting killed because he's trying to defend himself, but he stops walking 3 times and gets shot. So the guy that that was tormenting now has the guilt on his head that he pretty much killed this guy. So they all sort of like gang up on him and call him Killer and stuff like this. It's quite a hard little watch, to be honest. We also meet Raymond's mum, Ginny, played by Judy Greer, who's been in many things. And we meet her, and she doesn't want her son to take part. Why would you want to take part? I think at the ultimate goal, if you're the last one that's walking, you win, and you can win like millions and millions of dollars and have one wish, I think. And they all go through this walk telling each other their wishes and all this sort of thing. And you just get attached to these characters. And before you get attached to it, let's talk about the characters. So this is really well played. It's like a drama horror, a bit like The Green Mile, which is another Stephen King sort of film. It's really character based, where you start to feel for the characters and you don't want anything bad to happen to them. And they're all going through this traumatic sort of thing, and they are really good characters and really strong. And you learn to hate the Major, and the Major is played by Mark Hamill, who is Luke Skywalker from Star Wars. But his character's really cool too, because he plays it really horrible. You don't like him, although he's sort of like egging them up. He's like this sort of like American sort of like army sort of like loyalist, if you like. And there's a backstory with him and Raymond. Apparently before all this happened, him and his mother, they took his father out. His father done something wrong, and he executed his father in front of his family. So there's a backstory. So he wants to win to get his own back on this Major. But the characters are really strong. The acting is really cool, especially by our two leads, Cooper Hoffman and David Johnson. Really cool. Great acting. But let's get to my final verdict. So I will put this as an essential watch. It's a 10 out of 10. It is it's a fucking amazing film. It's really cool. It's depressing. It's just really sad. It can be quite graphic in places because they don't really steer away from some of the headshots that they do, because they kill them by shooting them in the head, and they don't really steer away too much from that. So if you don't like that sort of thing, it might not be for you. But that's where the horror comes from. It's a horror in the sense of like Battle Royale, all those sort of things like that. So if you appreciate that sort of film, you will really appreciate The Long Walk. Now, the pluses of this edition, which is Blu-ray, it looks really nice. I watched it with Dolby Atmos, so the sound was really cool. And it wasn't boring. I was really worried, is it going to be boring because it runs for nearly 2 hours, just following these people on the walk, but it's not. Just listening to their stories and getting attached to them, and just think, and you feel yourself getting a little bit sort of choked up when one of them, you thought, no, not him. We've got Collie, who's really nice, is played by Joshua Odrick, and there's some really nice characters in this film. You thought, I don't want any of these young lads to get it, apart from one, the Killer. You know what I mean? He was the only one I didn't really like, because he was an absolute arsehole from the start. But there we go. Yeah, it's very similar to Battle Royale. So if that is your thing, you will love it. Long Walk, 10 out of 10. If you guys seen it, let me know down below if you've enjoyed it or not. I thought it was fantastic. For a Stephen King story, I probably would have hated the book, but I loved this film adaptation. I thought it was really cool. Guys, check out some horror channels for me. Please check out Skin Crawler. Check out The Horror Geek. Check out Horror Hands. It's been a while since we've heard from him. Check out Grumpy Andrew's Horror House. Check out Sammy G's World of Cinema. Check out Mondo Chekovich. Check out Cat Watches Horror Movies. And a massive shout out to my lad. Till next time, look after yourselves. look after one another, and I really hope I see you all soon.